In this video, we get absolutely dived by the French version of Michael Schumacher, and we race Ricard Rydell in the new Volvo Romeo. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video and a new race B for the week. And you're wondering what I'm showing you. Well, it's a brand new race B because of this little cheat that people found suddenly. So literally, gets into the pit lane at West End. And watch this teleportation actually happen. There you go. You can miss a little bit of the circuit and accelerate towards the line. So a lot of people started doing this, cheating away there. And PD basically said, no, can't do that. Let's go to Redbull Ring short and let's try Gr.4 there instead. So here we are then with the first race that I thought I'd try it out. So I'm going to give you a guide at the end of this video as well, just in case you're still struggling here. But here we go then at the start of this race. Starting at the back, we're going to do last to first. We're going to do a few races here as we head towards turn 1 for the first of 9 times. Racing 9 laps here. It's a very short circuit, obviously, and it's very touring car-esque, this circuit, with the way it's laid out. There is going to be contact because you have to make dives to make places, really, or other people make mistakes. Now, you can see Schumacher there, the French version, just goes wide here. I stick to my line, they come across there, so I really have to back out of that to avoid hitting them, essentially, or going off circuit myself. So, yeah, a bit frustrating that, but even so, we have 9 laps here to get going as we head towards the last corner then. Oh, sorry, penultimate corner, not last corner. Tidge, what are you doing? As we go into this right-hander, and Schumacher just goes off there. Now, if you do go off there, just go over the red and white curbing, it's a penalty. So I knew that had happened. Then they did it again here, so I was like, excellent, down the inside, jobs are good, and oh, it's P14, and they should have a penalty. Now, I'm looking behind to see what that penalty is. 1.5 seconds, I think, perfect. Here we go. They're not going to launch it down into turn 1. No, I was wrong. They absolutely launch it, send me off to the realms, and that is one of the most stupid overtakes I have seen in recent times. I have no idea what the French driver was doing. You've got a penalty. You just cost yourself more time, got dirty tyres, forced somebody else off, and now you're entering and hitting Barrier and Narnia there. So, yeah, that was very, very, very frustrating indeed. I hope I don't race you again, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Anyway, we advance further on where we start to catch up to everybody again. And we have a Genesis up ahead. Oh, hello, who's this? We've got a, well, actually a Volvo there off into the realms. Now, we'll have a look at some of the bloopers at the end of this video, of course, like we normally do now. But yes, we're racing a Genesis here as we leave that corner. Very fast circuit, Red Bull short circuit. So, as I said, not many overtaking places. Annoyingly, you do have to overtake into turn 1, but doing it properly, not like the French Schumacher did. Because where else do you overtake? You've got turn 2 at the hairpin, and then basically into those last 2 corners, but you need a properly good run to do it. Very difficult, very hard to overtake, which is why there's so much contact at this race. Now, we do get a run here on Ball, and as I say, I hate overtaking at turn 1 here, because normally at Red Bull Ring, there's better opportunity at turn 2. In this situation, there isn't. You've really got to go for it at turn 1, or try and get the best run out of turn 1 for turn 2. Now, up ahead, we see, woo, hello. Somebody meeting Barrier there. We'll have a look at that one after, that is for sure. But yeah, that looked like a bit of punting going on. Anyway, we're up into P11 now, so we'll make it. Oh, a bit of contact there between Sergio and Bob. That's the 2 common names of the languages, I would guess, isn't it? Sergio and Bob. Bob, he's British. Sergio, he's Spanish. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's stop stereotyping. We're going to head down towards the penultimate corner then. Let's side by side here. Bob and Sergio. Sergio goes a bit deep here. Bob keeps it on the inside. Well played by Bob there. Sergio backs out of it, and it's all status quo for now as we go through that right-hander then. Continue on to the start, finish straight, and carry on to start lap number 7. Now, we are getting a slight bit of run here. The Subaru is slightly faster. I forgot to mention I am in the Subaru rather than the Alpha, just because I'm bored of the Alpha, if I'm brutally honest with you. So into the right-hander we go. Just out of space there, left by Sergio. I was still on the inside, but Sergio comes back on. Won't get a penalty for that because, of course, there was contact. If you did wonder about that, if there is contact in a penalty area, you do not get the penalty, which is nice, to be honest with you, because, to be fair, you know, while it is their mistake, it's just a bit of racing. You know, it's gone a little bit wrong. No need to penalise. Sergio is there. Right, so Sergio goes defensive here. So this is a good defensive drive from Sergio. I'm trying to go around the outside. Very hard to do here. Being on the inside is the best bet. So obviously I'm going to have to run it quite deep and try and keep on the circuit, which I do. Sergio gives me just enough room. Beautiful driving from Sergio. Got to be careful at Genesis as well behind me, who just manages to stay behind me there. and we continue on with the race with Sergio. But Sergio ran a little bit too deep there and gets a 0.5 second penalty. Unlucky Sergio. Right, let's head towards the... Oh, what the heck's going on up there? My word. All right, let's go... Oh, he's got a yellow flag as well. What's going on here? That is tempo off there. Tempo off. Well, I'll look after why tempo was off. That's why I saw some smoky tyres. Everyone's got penalties around me now. This is working out very well, isn't it? We could gain a few positions here. So, down the inside tempo, just come across there. Beautiful stuff. P10 then, we're in the top 10 finally. A circuit where it's hard to overtake, and we had that issue with the French driver earlier on. So, we overtake Sergio there to get up into P9, and we have Simon up ahead. Can we... Oh, we've got P7 as well. Oh, wait, hang on. It's turning out pretty good, this, in the end, after that horrendous start, really. Right, so through the right-hander we go. Can we put some pressure on Simon then and see if we can get up into P8 at least? And that'll be halfway through the grid, which is not too bad. All right, let's head towards turn 1. What's going to happen here? In towards the braking zone we go. And trying to avoid that sausage a little bit here. And status quo for now. But it looks like Simon's catching whoever is in P7 there. I can't quite see the name on my screen. Simba, is that? It is indeed. Hey, look, the Lion King is here. Right, we'll go through here. I don't know where Simon's going other than rally crossing here. So I'm looking for a good run out of this corner to try and get the move done then. Here we go versus Simon. Remember, the Alpha is slower than the Subaru due to that aero, due to it being nerfed down so much to get into Group 4 in the first place. I'm looking down the inside then. Oh, Simon in towards the braking zone. I expect he... Oh, that might go deep, but no, I stop it beautifully then. In towards the last corner we go. Simon goes for it here. I have to leave a little bit of a gap there. There's a slight bit of contact, nothing major. Simon was trying to be clean, so fair play to you. And we have a run to the line then, folks. Look at that radar. It's so close. But I think you saw it. Yes, indeed. I actually got the P8 position there, and I was, what, 8 thousandths ahead of them? Well played, Simon. That was a beautiful little race there with you. And, yeah, great job to some of the other players there. Bob there, yeah, P6. Well played, Bob. We saw you earlier on. That's it for this race. Let's go to the next one. Here we are then with race 2. GT Arkin there. We'll see if he's changed the corner during this race potentially. But we have a long way to go before we do that. Right, let's start with this race, should I say. We start miles back. I'm not sure why I start so far back compared to everybody else. It is what it is. But let's actually advance a bit further on where we actually get into the action. You see a quick bit of side-by-side there. The Volvo Romeo is up there again. T. Smith goes a little bit wide there. That gap was ever closing, so I backed out of that one as we continue on with the racing then. A long stream of cars here. 6 seconds from the lead, which is nice, to be honest with you, to be only 6 seconds off with all cars in front of me. So into this braking zone then. The Constantina effect coming into play here as we look to start looking to make moves here on the Alphas. Now, we know the Subaru is quicker than the Alpha in a straight line, and you can see lots of side-by-side action. We've got Sanderson on the inside of somebody. I have no idea who. And T. Smith decides to go off. Give me extra space on the circuit. Thank you, mate. I'll take that one. Nice and easy. You got very much distracted there, I think, as we go into turn 1. So that's one position gain, and we've got a good run on the Volvo here. Down the inside we go then towards turn 2. Are we going to get the Volvo done here? It's Ricard Rydell. And on the inside we go. It's a lovely looking livery and beautiful racing here from Inger's Fingers. As Barry R's been off into the sand, it looks like. I don't know if they met Barry R. That would have been an interesting moment with the Spider-Mans where the pointing age were. Barry R. I have no idea. Anyway, let's continue on with the racing in P13 then. And we're looking at Baz up ahead. Right, Baz, as we go through here. And, got a bit of a run there. I don't like dives into the last corner. There's always contact usually. The last race, to be fair, we had a good bit of racing at the end. So... here we go, looking on the inside of Baz. Baz has the slipstream note of Sanderson up ahead, so it's going to be hard to get that move done and dusted. Again, I don't like huge dives into turn 1, but that is the place to make the overtakes. I back out of this one for now, go for the run out the corner instead, which works out very, very, very well indeed as we get alongside Baz then, heading towards this right-hander. Baz on the inside, though. Going to make it tricky. We go a little bit deep here. However, we bring it back, so we'll carry a lot more speed here through the corner. As there's a little bit of contact there, but I was still there, so it's all good. Me and Baz still side-by-side racing here. As we go through here, then still side-by-side. But remember, the Subarus go. Oh, hello. Where's that? Who's that? Somebody's tapping me there. That's T. Smith, I think, tapping me on the inside. Not sure what's going on there. We'll have a look at that in the bloopers. Anyway, side-by-side through the right-hander and heading towards the last corner then. And we're still side-by-side. Still side-by-side. Oh, sideways. Oh, they've gone there. And T. Smith gets a run through the corner. We'll have to look at the bloopers for that one as well. Lots of action going on here. Lots of blooper action that we'll have to look at at the end of the video. Anyway, heading towards turn 1 then. Still side by side with T Smith here as we go through this corner. They ran a bit wide there, pushed me out wide. I'm going to have dirt on my tyres. Fortunately, no penalty due to that contact that I talked about earlier on. If there's contact, you won't get a penalty here. As we go through this right-hander, T Smith actually has a penalty there, a 0.5 penalty, but I'm still struggling with the tyres, trying to get the dirt off them so I can actually race at some form of normal speed. As Barrier actually bells it through that left-hander. Look at that. My word, what a run Barrier had. But oh, they've got a penalty as well. Okay, we'll settle down as we advance a bit further on then as we go through it. Oh, hello, who's that? Brutus heads towards Barrier, and Barrier behind me, about to overtake Brutus. Lots of B's going on here, isn't there? Anyway, I'm not sure what happened with Sanderson. We'll have a look at that as well in the bloopers. And Sanderson looking for the... Oh! Backs out of that one, does Sanderson there. I think that was the wise decision. I ran a bit deep there. I'm not sure why I ran so deep. But frustratingly, that's going to give me a 0.5 second penalty, even though I lost time rather than gained it. But even so, it is what it is. I did leave the track, so it is technically track limits. But kind of frustrating. So we're back with T Smith here, and Sanderson through the right-hander we go. Now Sanderson just went off a little bit there, 1 second. So we get the run on Sanderson. Here we go then. And it also means we're going to have a run on T Smith. Remember, the Subaru, really quick in a straight line. So I think, okay, well, I'm going to go for it here as we go into this corner. Slight tap from T Smith. I assumed they thought I was a bit further ahead than I actually was, because I was leaving room on the outside, of course. But even so, we've got P9 in the bag here, and we've actually developed a bit of a gap there to Sanderson behind. So a 0.5 second penalty. Sanderson had a penalty as well, of course. And Barrier now behind us here as we go into the penultimate corner. But we keep P9. But look at that gap, 5 seconds towards P8. Right, I'll give you a bit of a track guide here, just to give you a bit of info on how to do this track if you still want to do it. The 100-meter board is your best friend at Red Bull Ring, especially turn 1. So that is what we're using here. 100-meter board, hit the brakes, or use the white line, which is also the 100-meter marker. And third gear, be careful of that sausage. It will unsettle the car a little bit, and be careful about running too wide there at turn 1. Let's head down towards turn 2 then, where we have the rock formation and color on the left hand side. Literally at the end of that, just after the end of that leaves your screen, is when you're going to want to hit the brake mark, or hit the brake, should I say, as we go into the right-hander then. As we go through here, keep it tight here. It's better to keep it tight here and then go for the left-hander and really attack the left-hander, because this is where the acceleration really is. This is where your speed is, because you're going to go all the way down to the penultimate corner here. We've got Bill and Brian. They're back. They're on the left-hand side. Now, I know in practice they're not there, but their cage they're in is there. So, you know, you can still use that as your marker. But Bill and Brian, hello to you back in Austria. So through the right-hander we go. Be careful about running too wide here. Stay on the red and white curbing, and the red and white paint on the left-hand side there. The end of the Austrian flag, just before that is your brake marker. You can see I'm hard on the brakes here, so it's just before that. And literally brake, chuck it in, third gear, accelerate out in the Subaru. Obviously different gears, maybe in the Alpha, I don't know. And that is the end of that. And a lap guide for you as well. Congratulations to GTR, who wins by 2.3 seconds. We come in P8 in the end. We probably could have got a bit further, but it is what it is with that racing. It all gets a bit contacty further back you go, and obviously lots of side-by-side action will always slow you down. Right, we're done with the races. Let's actually start looking at some of these bloopers, because we have a hell of a lot to go through. Here we are then with some bloopers. The first up, the French driver. So we see them run wide there. And because they've run wide, they're obviously going to have dirt on their tyres, and they run wide again, which is the reason why they get the 1.5 second penalty right there for running wide twice. Now, I can see that they go in the slipstream, which is fair dues. I can understand that. But then I really do not understand this, because they absolutely send it down the inside. There's no way they're making the corner there. And yeah, just a very frustrating and stupid move. You cost yourself time. You cost me time. It's just a bit ridiculous, to be honest. You should have just sit back, relax. You got a 1.5 second penalty. Save the time. Just sit behind the driver, lose that 1.5 second penalties, then catch up, rather than do that and hit Barry R, should I say. Right, anyway, we're going to go on to the Volvo now. Inger's fingers. What happened to Inger's fingers? Oh, okay. So they had someone looking on the inside. They tried to brake late. Oh, and hit Barry R there as well. That's a touring car-esque crash, isn't it? My word. But, you know, fair dues coming back on and continues racing. So now we've got Eves here. Now, Eves. I'm to Eves. Oh, yes, this was the slight tap on. Oh, there was slight movement there behind somebody, and they got absolutely pit maneuvered there by Victor Sport. That's unfortunate there. So the Red Bull Ring machine, well, meeting Red Bull Ring. So through the right hand we go with tempo in P3 here. Oh, a little bit of... Oh, no! Oh! That's what we call a bottle job there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, unfortunate for you there, Tempo. In P3, bottle job it all the way down to, what position is that going to be? P9, potentially P10 there. Right, okay, next race. We've got Slammer here. So, oh yes, this is where Barrier went off, wasn't it? So through the right-hander we go. Oh, slight tap on Barrier. Just sends them well off there. But they got tapped from behind it, Slammer. So I think it was all a bit, you know, well, everybody hitting everyone, to be honest with you, as we went through that corner. Now we've got T. Smith. Now, we saw T. Smith earlier on. So what happened here? This is where I got tapped a little bit here. So they tried to go down the middle and create a space, which wasn't really there, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that was just bad. But they do back out of it, so just a misjudgment there. You can see that they backed out of it, and they're going to continue on here. So this is where side by side with Baz. Through the right-hander we go. And, oh, they tried to get the inside of Baz there. Now, that wasn't good. T. Smith there, I highly recommend you slow down and wait for Baz, because that was entirely your fault there. There's no way you're getting on the inside of 2 cars on that last corner. No way, Jose. Right, we're going to head into turn 1, though. And, yeah, they just misjudged it there with a bump, in my opinion. They did give me room to come back on. That's fair enough. So, yeah, I'd have just waited up there, Baz, if I was you. Right, Brutus. We saw Brutus head off to meet Barrier during this race. As we head into the right-hander. Oh, Sanderson tried to get on the inside. Slight bump sends Brutus off. Again, Sanderson, I would highly recommend that you wait up there for Brutus, because, yeah, that was kind of bad. Right, last but not least, we've got Tempo. Oh, no, not the same corner again, Tempo. No, 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 not the same corner. Oh, no, here we go. Try to recover it. Hits it. Oh, Tempo, what are you doing? Oh, dear. Dear me. At least a fair play. You know, they stayed to the left-hand side of the circuit. Wow. Well, what an interesting race B. We go from hacking, or cheating, should we say, more cheating, to crashing there. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please do get a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. There are 2 videos there for you to check out, but that's going to be it for me, folks. Have a good day. Have a good week wherever you are, and hope to see you in another video or live stream very soon.